Hello, everybody. This is Samuel here today, and I'm here to talk with you about some of our design changes and some most recent updates about our Starship model rocket. Um, so, right here, this little speck is the Starship rocket, and if you haven't seen the introduction video, if you haven't, go check it out right now. Pause the video, open a new tab. This looks a little bit different than our original design. And so we have done some design changes, and so that's what I'm going to go through right now. So this right here is our Starship model rocket. And so we have done some, we recently did some tests on a mini version of this. We basically scaled this down about a third, so about 300th scale of the actual thing. And so we did tests, and it did some somersaults, and it made some wrong noises that you would not want to hear from a model rocket. And so I'm here to talk about how we're going to fix that. So right here you see some fins, some clear fins. They are going to be made out of either polycarbonate or acrylic. Most likely acrylic, because that can be cut in a laser cutter. But so they're gonna be clear so they don't mess up the aesthetic of the actual rocket. We want this to be to actually fly and fly correctly. So we basically the person, Josh, another part of the 3D space team, he 3D modeled these fins, and basically made all this happen. Now I would have done this, but he insisted, and plus he's better at 3D modeling than me. So he made this fillet and faceted mounting structure for the fins, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna screw them in to these holes through probably like with a nut or something, and use these holes to mount this, and make sure that it won't come off. Now we probably could use E8000 or some epoxy, stuff like that, but we want to be able to change these out so that if this fin design doesn't actually end up working, we still want to be able to change it without having to remake the whole Starship just to change it. And then with these existing fins, as you can see, you might not be able to see it, but this part right here, there's this face and then this face. So we're gonna screw the fins into the existing fins, so that they can actually so you can see the normal fins through the acrylic, and actually contribute to the aesthetic, and they also add some structural rigidity to the acrylic, even though it probably doesn't need it. And so that's the fins. And so basically, a general rundown of the Starship is that these are our engine bells, and the engines are going to go up in there. And so these are, we designed them to look like Raptor engines, but they actually serve also as a mount for the, like, an engine hook or a cap for the engines, so that they do not fall out. And then also in these, we will not be using launch rods anymore, from my knowledge, because we are actually going to use this right here to actually launch the so we are planning on making a big, not big, a long launch rail with a, for like actual scale, it's a pretty large blast deflector plate, just because we actually only need like, I guess, like a third cut out, like right here, I guess. But this is the plate that we're gonna use, and it will serve us well. So that is the and so we haven't modeled the rail buttons yet, so it's gonna like slide into the rail, probably along probably like 45 degrees off 45 degrees off center, whatever, off angle of the fins, so the fins don't get in the way, and they are usable. And we don't really want to be mounting rail buttons on the tip of fins, because that would not work very well. So that's the basic rundown of our Starship and some updates. I will show some video of the launch, and you'll be able to see that. I'll probably put it up in the top right hand corner and probably down in the description. So thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing.